That's right. That's a lot of energy. It's more energy than I've displayed the whole week. Yes. Welcome to the Stand-Up Student Show. There's so many of you here. That's amazing. Yes. Spontaneous clapping and applause. We love it. Okay, give me a cheer if you're here to see a student that's performing tonight. I can't hear. No, I'm not going to do that. What if I couldn't? Oh my God, where did my hearing go? Give me a cheer if you're just here randomly because you're weird. That's quite a lot of you. Some of you cheered twice, and that's okay too. So, essentially what's happening here is many of your friends, families, and people you don't know because you're just stalking them, I assume, have been doing a 6-week stand-up class. That's right, they came to my class with nothing. No hopes, no friends, no family, just a pocket full of lint, actually. And we've been working really hard together to bring you what you're going to see tonight, which is each of them have a 5-minute set. If they go over that, the mic will be cut and the lights will come on. And I'll play very heavy death metal, very loud. So that's what's going to happen, just like any gig you would go to. Cool. So are you excited about that? More cheering. That's good. I'm not like a big crowd work person. I'm not really a very good host. My skills are mainly in judging people and telling them what they should do better. So let me just go in for some crowd work here, because I've been doing a few open mics myself recently. So I just want to emulate kind of the sort of thing that I've been seeing around town. So you, sir, where are you from? Kreutzberg. Ooh, Lottie fucking dog. I'm from Kreutzberg. So I bet you got some shit hot job to be living in Kreutzberg, sir.
That's right.
What is your job?
Technical.
Technical. Oh, what a piece of shit. I think I speak for everyone here when I say, fuck you, sir. So there'll be a lot of that. I know this guy, it's okay. That's cool. He's not a plant. And your beard is rubbish now. He's had enough. He's crying a little bit, which I think means it's time to bring on the first act. So are you excited? Are you ready? Yeah! Are you ready? I want you to start a little drum roll on your laps. There you go. And turn that somehow into whooping and cheering and going crazy. For your first act, it's Mel. Mel, let's come to the stage right now. They're coming to the stage.
Hi. Wow, there are a lot of humans in here. Okay. Yeah, this is my first time doing stand-up. Shocking. And so I thought I'd start with something that everyone can really relate to. So I'm going to talk about top surgery. Which for those of you who don't know, is when you start out with a chest, and then you end with like significantly less of a chest, just glorious flatness. And the thing is, I don't want to decide to have top surgery. I want to be forced to have top surgery. That way, when I'm just like 2 weeks post-op and just miserable, I'm not blaming myself, but I'm just like, just woe upon me, but we'll be really happy later, but it's not my fault at all. And but the problem is, I feel like breast cancer is just way too obvious of a choice, and it just feels like not that much fun. So I've been workshopping it, and I got hit by a car recently. So I'm feeling kind of inspired. And so I'm thinking if I just stand really close to a crosswalk at a red light, like an SUV will just come by with its rear view mirror and just kind of come right off. Yeah. Other options are like fluke ironing accident, like if I just kind of go for that really good crease and then just kind of miss a little bit. Twice. So those are options, but I'm not ruling out medical options. I'm thinking like some type of like boob hernia. I'm not really sure how your lung could start coming out your ribs, but I'm open to it. Or just like, I don't know, like something classic like nipple parasites. Like anything goes. But I'm getting a little bit worried now that I've been thinking about this, that I'm gonna manifest one of these things into actuality. Like I've put too much energy into it, but it's like not gonna go quite how I planned. Like instead of an SUV, it's like a Big Mac, and I just get like an unintentional nose job, you know? Or that like turns out nipple parasites can be cured with antibiotics, and I've just got like holy nipples, just like. So yeah, I feel like it's just like getting glasses. Yeah, bear with me. I really wanted glasses as a kid. I succeeded. Thank you. And so I really feel like I manifested that into reality. But the problem is that what I didn't take into consideration was that like the reason I wanted glasses was not because I wanted to be able to see worse. I just wanted to like accessorize my face. I just thought there wasn't enough going on there. Turns out what I didn't take into consideration was like all of the other accessorizing that happens with your face when you're 12, which is acne and braces. And the trifecta was just overwhelming from the side. Yeah, so it didn't go quite as planned. Yeah. Another thing I've been thinking about a lot lately is the amount of plants I've had to bury over the past year. There's just been like a really high mortality rate, and I'm thinking it has to do with the fact that I do really well in relationships with like clear two-way forms of communication. And I just don't feel like I'm getting that from my plants. It just like, you know, they kind of like start turning brown or like wilting, but I'm not able to ask follow-up questions, which just feels really useful. So like, I'll just be standing there with like a pitcher in my hand, like an idiot, and just talking to just like a kind of wilty plant. I mean, it's dead, let's be honest. It's already dead. But I'm standing there like, you need more water? I could come back later if it's that time? And it's just, like, this is 2 weeks too late, my friend. So that's been kind of rough. And sometimes I'll try to like, you know, like I said, it's like a positioning thing, like I'm just in the wrong, and it's just kind of like, because it's got no structural integrity left, because it is in fact dead. So and in these moments, I kind of realize that I don't do well making decisions for other people. I like other people to tell me what to do, and that myself and my plants are in a relationship of two bottoms, and we're just like in desperate need of a top. That was my 5. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Mel. What the hell? That is their first time doing stand-up comedy. Amazing, 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 amazing. Thanks. Thank you. You're being such an amazing audience. You, sir, where are you from? Where are you from?
India.
India. So our next act. I'm only going to pick on people I know, just in case you're worried about my awesome crowd work that's going to make you feel like shit. Okay. You're being such a nice crowd. It really, obviously, this is everyone's first time, so you're being extra nice, and that's just so cool. No heckling. Heckle me if you want, if you dare. All right, this next guy, he's super duper amazing. Please give it up for Alex. Here we go.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, so many people here with a sense of humor. Now let's put that to the test. All right. This was a joke, yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex, and I recently discovered that I have a problem. There are some things that are very normal for other people, but for me, they're a bit difficult. For example, I cannot really ask for a favor. So this idea of receiving something for nothing doesn't really register with my brain. So I have a spare set of keys for my flat, and I wanted to give it to a good friend of mine. I've been knowing him for 10 years. So I said, Patrick, could you just please hold my keys with you? And he said, yeah, sure. I said, but of course, I will give you 10 euros for that. And he said, 10 euros? Man, we are friends. I said, all right, I will give you 10 euros a month. He said, no, we are friends. You know, friends are there in order to help you out, you know, with these little things when they come about. I said, how much do you want? He said, look, I will do it for free. I said, free? What do you mean? What's the catch? What do you mean? He said, for free, because our friendship is more valuable than any money you can possibly give me. I said, $50 is really the maximum I can afford. He said, well, if you're not even able to ask for a favor to me, then maybe you're not valuing our friendship enough. I said, how much do you want? We're not friends anymore. He said, I was not valuing our friendship enough, but I was valuing the friendship, but this value was kind of like, you know, more and more expensive. Inflation these days. Yeah. Yeah, that was also a joke. Where are you from? That already happened. Another thing that people say about me is my absolute inability to wait. They point that out a lot to me. So, for example, if we have an appointment and I'm like, we have an appointment, I'm there on time, right? Because I'm a good person. And instead, let's say you are 10 minutes late. I know it never happened to you, but let's say someone else. Let's say, call it you, okay? You are 10 minutes late. Now, we have the appointment. By the time you should show up around the corner, instead I see a little, I hear, see a little message from you on my phone. It's like, sorry, running late. Oh, smiley face, rushing out. Sweaty smiley face. Soak. I'm like, yeah, cool. Now I have to wait 10 minutes. It's going to be the longest 10 minutes of my life because I don't have a plan for these 10 minutes. I have nothing organized here, right? So actually, I should chill. I should just go check the books, shop around the corner, and it should be fine. But no, actually, it's not enough time. Then I don't want to show up late, you know, to our appointment, because I'm not one of those late motherfuckers. Yeah. Another thing I could do, I could just, okay, chill, sit down, enjoy the weather. But it's November in Berlin. And it's for 4:35 p.m., so it's like deep in the night. Oh, how nice, a windstorm just started. So that's not viable either. I could just sit down, smoke a cigarette, wait for you, but I quit 5 years ago. What do you want me to do? Go to the store, buy tobacco, roll up a cigarette, learn how to smoke again, risk my health, damage my lungs, get cancer, all this in 10 minutes. You cannot get cancer in 10 minutes, that's what I'm saying. It's too short. You need prolonged exposure. You're a smart crowd. So what do? I'm very anxious. Part of me wants to go here, part of me wants to go there, here, there, here, there, here. So I think I will just shake. I will just keep shaking for the whole 10 minutes. Yeah, while you arrive. Then you'll be arriving. I'll be like, oh, you'll be sorry, I'm late. I'll be like, oh. Have you been waiting long? Oh, what year is this? did you get my message? Yeah, you shouldn't have sent it. That was adding cruelty to cruelty, you know what I'm saying? So, every year in this city, about 1 million people shake to death while waiting for you being late at your appointments. So help us save a life, all right? Just show up on time once. Doesn't take much. Just like leave home 10 minutes earlier. That's all it takes. It's not science. Leave early. As you see, comedy can also be educational. Yeah. So show up on time next time. Thank you very much. That was my talk.
Give it up, Alex. First time. Amazing. Great stuff. Not actually a stand-up, just a public service announcement. Be on time tonight. All right, let's do some more crowd work. You at the total stranger at the sound desk. So where are you from?
Italy.
Italy, but you sound American. What's up with that shit?
You didn't really speak to me.
What's going on with your voice? Someone should tell your voice. What's up? Are you bilingual? Did you learn English as a baby?
No.
Really? Well, there goes my 2 minutes shitting on bilingual people. Come on, you didn't do anything. Okay. So their stuff's better than mine. So, ladies and gentlemen, go wild and crazy. Go amazing and crazy. She's amazing. It's Gusjet. She's coming.
Happy to be here. Actually, really happy that you guys made it. It's quite crowded here. We were talking in the backstage. Some of the comedians, now who did you invite? Who's coming? What's going on? And some of them were really upset because they said, like, yeah, I invited some people, some work people, some friends. They cannot leave work early. Their kid has a kita thing. I don't know. Yeah, it was heartbreaking actually backstage. And then I realized, holy shit! Every single person I invited is here. I know. And then I thought to myself, who are these unemployed losers that I'm friends with? Yeah, they would be here if this was like a 2 p.m. Tuesday gig. It's not a joke. No, I'm joking. I have no friends. Okay, this is the part where we get to know me. So, I'm a Leo, rising Scorpio, obviously. Well, this is not a prop. I was born this way. So my name is Gözde Güngör. You can call me Gigi, the initials. Yeah. Well, that's what my German flatmates used to call me. I mean, obviously, Gözde is not like an intuitive name for them. Although it has a Ö in it. Ö, you know the umlaut O? Can we all make a Ö here? Yeah, it's like giving a blowjob you're not necessarily convinced about. Anyways, they came to me one day and said, we're gonna start calling you Gigi now. And my first reaction was, fuck no. That is very lame and very German. Who calls their flatmates with their initials? Is this like an Untermensch thing? Am I signing something? It's so silly, it's so formal, like we are in a bank and they're not convinced that I'm literate enough to have a signature. Ugh. Anyways, then my first reaction to it was actually, fuck yes, please call me Gigi. Because, well, you all know Gigi Hadid, the thin, tall, blonde, you know, with the cheeks and an attitude. Well, she's great. I love her attitude. She's like, I may have the most amazing tits, but that doesn't mean that I cannot acknowledge the conflict in Gaza. Maybe that's the only way to acknowledge the conflict in Gaza. I don't know. Yeah, I love her. I love her attitude. Yeah, call me Gigi. I love it. It's I don't have to visibly justify that I'm a Gigi. If anybody asks, I can just show them my ID. And also ask, excuse me, sir, what exactly are you questioning here? Is it my height or is it my political affiliations? Rude either way. No, I actually really like the nickname because of its subliminal associations, you know? Because when guys see me, they can't really figure out, but they're like, at some point thinking, well, there's something about this bitch that is like Gigi Hadid, and I'm gonna figure that out. So this is the story of how I trap men. Speaking of trapping men, what's the deal with tahini in the city? Seriously, I hate it when I cannot find tahini in a store, but there are a million different types of hummus on the shelves. What is going on? First of all, why do you assume that I'm gonna make hummus with it? And second, if you know people make hummus, why not give them the options to make it themselves? It's unreal, really. Tahini is not a mystery, people. You know? You can make so many things with it. You can make salads, you can make falafel, yeah, you know, the vegan. Yeah, it's just it's a lovely sweet thing from Middle East. I identify as an anxious person. So, where was I? Yeah, tahini. Then I figured out this could just be like a racist thing, you know? Because tahini is an exotic buy. That means you need to make deals with brown vendors. Actually, God forbid, you put their stuff on your shelves like a regular food stuff and internalize their existence in your country. Actually, the ones that have tahini, except the Turkish and the Syrian stores, they have this like little section next to their meat aisle, and it is like sitting next to sriracha from Thailand, soy sauce from China, and easy-baked tacos from Mexico. It's a very unlikely congregation. I call it the Kaufland xenophobia. Thank you, people.
Yes, give it up for Gözde. Amazing. That's her first time ever doing stand-up, so pretty bloody good shit. And now we all learnt a bit of things about hummus. That was my takeaway. You, madam. Where are you from? Where are you from? Brazil! Oh, I guess you're a slut. It's not, it doesn't fit me. It's not. It's just, it's like a hat I'm trying on. I'm sorry, they're all friends. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready. Get ready, he's absolutely amazing. Please give it up for Stefan! Let's come into the stage now.
Hello. Hi. It's a nice place, isn't it? Yeah, I think I've been going to a bit too many improv shows lately, and it's thank you. It's having an impact on my life. So this morning I got vaccinated, so I went to the doctors, and so I'm sitting there in the waiting room, and the doctor comes out and goes like, "Mr. Leonhard," and I go, "Woo!" That's actually true. Yeah, it's all good though, because now I can finally have sex with monkeys again. Well, I don't like Disney a lot, but I can't deny that throughout all my life, there's been this one character that I've really identified with. So every time I see him on screen, I'm like, but that's me. Like, how did they know? I'm talking about the second piglet in the story of the three little pigs and the big bad wolf who huffed and puffed. And, yeah. Now, the second piglet, I have always felt he comes in for a lot of unfair criticism for being lazy. When, you know, if you look at it closely, he did stuff. He built a house, people, you know. Who in here has built a house using only sticks? I couldn't do it, and that's a pig, you know. It's not easy. Now, I'm very familiar with this story because when I was 5 years old, my parents gave me this audio cassette and pretty little booklet with the Disney characters and that kind of stuff. And I'm pretty sure that they had it, you know, in the back of their minds that this story is going to teach little Stefan that life is to be lived like the third little piglet, who built his house with bricks, he took his time, he became a good citizen, and that backfired. Because to me, like, I was just amazed by how, you know, the second piglet had his, like, life priorities all figured out, you know? So I guess we all know the story, but, you know, here's a short recap. Second piglet, and, you know, we don't need to be personal here, we can call him Big Bird. So Big Bird, yeah, he built his house promptly, but not in haste, like his younger brother, we can call him Pigson. No, and Big Bird did this so he could proceed to play with his flute and dance around all day. Yeah. I don't know if you're hearing what I'm hearing, but Big Bird clearly was a creative soul. A musician. Musicians should not build houses. And now if we look in contrast at, you know, the third piglet who did everything right, like we can call him Howard. Now, yeah, Howard actually, when I lived in London, I dated a guy called Howard. And he would go around saying like, I'm Howard, like Howard Duck. Yeah, he was really sexy. You know, couldn't help myself. Anyway, and I would be saying like, but Howard, stop saying that, because no one knows. No one's ever heard of Howard Duck, and they just think you're stupid and you're meant to say Donald or something. Anyway, back to Howard the Piglet. Now, Howard, the piglet, I mean, I don't know if it's just me, or is there something off about, like, a guy who thinks he's a shit and wears dungarees. Like, you know, it's fine, I guess, when you're building a house. But there's a time and place, Howard. There's a time and place. I think what was the worst about the whole story and about Howard was that there was never any like, trace that he knew what he was going to do once he built a house, you know? And for all we know, he was going to split his time between crying, watching Animal Farms, or reading Animal Farm, of course, and touching himself, watching the Muppets. That was me. Thank you very much.
Woo! Give it up, Stefan! First time ever doing stand-up. I'm sorry to the 4 people whose feet I just trampled on the way in. I just couldn't stop. Once I got one in, I got more in. You, madam, where are you from? Hamburg, right, yeah. So you're German. Cool. How's your German? Pretty good. Okay, bit arrogant. Just like all Germans. No, I'm sorry, you're cool. I'm so sorry, I won't sleep tonight. I won't sleep a week. Ladies and gentlemen, who actually is next? Oh my goodness. So this person has the same name as my mother. I've tried not to let it trigger me. Go on, crazy, please, for Jenny! Yay!
Hey guys, don't you miss these good old days? Like when you were an innocent child and the advertisement lied to your parents that it's really healthy to eat children chocolate because there's an extra portion of milk in it. I miss those days, really. But I have to tell you something. When I was little, my favorite game was the Super Nintendo. Woo! Exactly. So you know what it is, yeah? For the people who don't know what it is, it's like a Nintendo Switch, but the controllers have a wire on it. Almost the same, you know? Nothing changed much. Even so, my favorite is there, Donkey Kong. I really love Donkey Kong, especially his clear communication skills. Yeah, because if somebody was pissing him off, he'd just take a barrel and throws it at him, like, fuck you. Perfect, my man, really. You know, I was thinking next time when my boss is coming to me and says, Jenny, you're 15 minutes late. I just do this. In your face. But who am I kidding? I don't have a job. So yeah. There's also a little sad part to the story because one time my parents forbid me to play Donkey Kong. They said to me, "You're getting aggressive, Jenny." Like, just because I throw the controller against the wall. Didn't do that. But yeah, instead of playing Donkey Kong, then I played, like Street Fighter. You get! Yeah, these good old days. But I didn't even just play with video games. I also really loved Barbie. Barbie was also one of my favorites. And I have to say, Barbie is like a really busy, ambitious person. She has a lot of jobs, like a nurse, flight attendant. And in 1992, there was also a presidential candidate Barbie. Can you imagine? In a game where you can use your imagination, this was the only thing that I came up with. Candidate? Come on! I was thinking, which party will Barbie be in? And I was thinking, and I didn't came up to any party. But I knew she would never get into the Green Party because they hate plastics. Sorry, Barbie. And sometimes I think to myself, what kind of a world would it be if in 1992 there were a President Barbie? You know, I could be president by now. Well, the only thing what my mom got me was a slut Barbie. Because my Barbie always wanted to have sex. Just saying. No, really, she used Ken quite often. Poor guy. One time, Ken had a headache. So the Barbie Dream Horse had to jump in. I think I will leave you with this picture in your mind and wish you a great night. Thank you.
Give it up for Jenny, please. First time ever. Wasn't that great? Come on, we all made all of our dolls have sex. Yeah, that's right. It's the only type of mother I'll ever be. Mother to all those plastic babies. Great. Okay, are you ready? Are you wait, I haven't done any more crowd work. I don't, there's no one I feel comfortable. No, it's okay. I'll do it later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, go wild and crazy. He's come to the stage right now. Give it up for Christian.
Yeah, maybe? Yeah. Can anyone hear me? Cliff, before you can ask, I'm from Germany too. I'm here to talk about one of my idols I found when I was a teenager. And he was in one of my favorite movies back then, the softcore porn movie, Emmanuel. Emmanuel is this insanely attractive but insecure French woman who discovers her sexual desires, which are mostly making out a lot in slow-mo with numerous equally hot but less insecure women and some pretty weird-looking dudes. So, in this movie, parts 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7, I can't really remember, but I've seen them all in the early 90s. Thank God I was a teen before the internet. So in this movie, there's the nameless Staple Boy. And he became my idol because of his godlike sexual confidence. Softcore porn was a big thing in German TV back then. Every teenager from my generation used to masturbate in front of public TV softcore on Saturday nights. And every 20 minutes or so, these movies were interrupted by TV ads, mostly for telephone sex hotlines, which I never understood. Shitty aesthetics, brightly lit faces, heavy makeup, and some vulgar voice yelling, "Call 1-800-JERK-OFF," suggesting that you could also masturbate over the phone instead of the TV. And nowadays, phones and wanking might seem perfectly reasonable. But back then, imagine your dad catching you masturbating over the phone instead of a screen. What do you say then? Dad, it's for you. So there's no way that this was a wisely invested advertising budget. Nobody looks for future jerk-off material while they're jerking off. It would have made perfect sense to advertise something to the after-cum problems, like antidepressants, or simple things like tissues or stain removers, or hand soap. I can absolutely see the Madman porn parody where Don Draper demonstrates this exact problem to a bunch of clueless but very attractive soap manufacturers. He's like all dressed up, classy black suit, tie, no pants. And he talks about how well the scent of coconut goes with pineapple. I mean, semen. Anyways, back to the stable boy. My idol, although boy is not the right term. So, Emmanuelle is on this fancy rich dude's property, and she's entering the horse stables just to catch her breath to get away from all the emotional troubles she had to endure while making out in slow-mo. And there's this beast of a man. He's tall, strong, long, thick, vibrant hair. Dark and healthy like an oak, and his beard dense like a forest that never ends, because his massive shoulders and arms and chest are super hairy too. He sweats and he reeks, and till today I can kind of smell him. But his pure masculine presence, his confidence, his knowledge that without a doubt he is the one to fuck, gets Emmanuelle completely aroused again, and she undresses and they fool around between the horses. And this man's talents I still seek to acquire. And I know what you're thinking. Good luck. And that's it from me.
Wasn't that amazing? Great. First time ever, or something? That's what I'm told. That's what these people told me. Yeah, great. Ooh, it's a bit loud. Yeah, really, really, really good stuff. Okay, I've run out of people I know. Here we go. Who's my next victim? You. Where are you from? Where are you from? From Turkey. Ha, I bet you liked that earlier material about tahini. But that really resonated with you. Well, it resonated with me too, because I have an open mind and heart. Good. It's just good comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, please go wild and crazy. He's absolutely fantastic. He's right here to my right. Please go up for Debanjan.
I've been laughing so hard. So, my name is Debanjan, and I think BVG doesn't want me to get fit. Let me explain. So, I live in Charlottenburg, right? It's not too shabby. It's a nice place. The Olympic Stadium is close to my house, and I sometimes when they play football there, although I'm not a football fan, I turn up my TV and turn on my TV and place it on mute and just pretend I'm in the stadium, right? Cheap thrills. Also, Coldplay came to perform there in July, and I just went to my balcony, rolled up a big fat cigarette, and enjoyed the show. It's just free. But it took me an hour to get here from there. It's not bad, but still, it's not that far. But for people who live in Mitte, Kreuzberg, and they wouldn't come to my house. It's too far from them. It's like France or whatever. So I've tried cooking Bengali food for them. I've stocked up on so much tobacco that Telegram has made me a verified account. I also offer free oil massages, but they have stopped picking up my phone. I don't know why. Yeah, BVG. It's crazy because the nearest badminton court to my place is like 20 minutes by bike, but through public transport, it's a solid 1 hour far. It's crazy. Have you seen those ads? Hashtag while wir dich lieben, because we love you. Well, they should turn it to while wir dich fatten. Yeah, these hashtags, these brands have these very positive hashtags that are on social media, and I don't know when people would use them other than to be sarcastic about them. Like, Lufthansa, they have make, change, fly. That doesn't make sense. Is it make, change, and fly? Or is it make a change? German precision applies to engineering, not to hashtags. Turkish Airlines has widen your world. Actually, I like that one. It's quite cool. So with flying, it's such a weird experience because I don't understand. It's 2022. Why is there a check-in? Like, to show your passport and get a seat number, we could do that online or at the gate. The lady with the too much lipstick usually checks my passport at the gate, right? But about checked-in luggage, okay, fair point. But you could just double the cabin baggage. Just put in another row in the center of luggage rack, and you're fine. And you could also put in hooks in that extra space you save. So, sir, you want to carry a guitar? Here's a hook. Right? Ma'am, you want to bring a bike? Here's a hook. Bikes on a plane, that would be cool. Who's flying the plane? Captain Hook. So there's another thing, like why this leg space so short if you don't pay them enough money? That's quite weird. You could put in bunk beds, maybe share them, or just make them all bunk beds. Like if astronauts can go to space while lying down, so can we. We are still in the troposphere. So, yeah. Those are my ideas for improving flights. Thank you.
Please give it up for Debanjan. Yes! Incredible. First time, all of these people, first time that bears repeating. Okay, I want this to be consensual now. I want you to put your hand up if you want me to ruin your evening with my sick crowd work. You've been done. Oh, everybody, okay. You sir, what's your job? A designer. Oh, how original. All right, so that means you're unemployed, right? I heard that one before. No, seriously though, have you got a lot of money? Huh? It's relative, isn't it? Yeah. Are you a freelancer? No. Can't even ask my follow-up question. Are you a client unternehmer? Anyway, thank you for being a good sport. It's all just a bit of fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a good memory. Right, ladies and gentlemen, how could I forget? Please go amazingly wild and crazy for Anna!
Hi, I'm Anna Amalie Blomeyer. My friends call me Blow Me. Exactly. Leads to a lot of confusion in English-speaking communities. I like to see things burn. I just love to sit in front of a fireplace, throw in a branch of wood, see how it catches fire, the flame eats the wood, it crumbles. And when I see a branch of wood, I mean a chair. And when I say a chair, I mean a playground. I like to burn big. I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to see things burn. Like, you know, like the song. Girls just wanna see things burn. Girls just wanna see things burn. My deepest desire is to set the playground on fire. I would love to see the swing inside of the fire catching flame. You still see the silhouette of the swing, but flaming hot. It somehow is a swing and not a swing anymore at the same time. It's like Schrödinger's swing. I've got a confession to make. I don't care for Star Wars. I've been lying to my friends for 15 years now. I heard as a teenager that people who watch Star Wars are cool, so I made it my personality. Markus, Stefan, Caro, I'm so sorry. I didn't grow up with a TV, so I never saw it. I'm just really good at pretending to have seen a movie. I got an R2-D2 sound for my messages, and I got this beautiful song for my ringtone for the calls. And the first weeks, I got this as a ringtone. I never picked up my phone. I just liked the song. I just liked to go along with it. In the supermarket, getting groceries, just like, I need to pick up some quinoa for my salad. Is this soup vegetarian? I think so. Markus and Stefan even custom made me a 3CPO shirt. C3PO, the golden dude. And 5 years ago, I finally watched the movie. And I didn't care for it. It's boring. It is so boring. It is supposed to be an epic thing. I mean, it is an action movie in space. And all I could see were those fluffy little clumsy animals running around, and everybody kept missing their target. But I'm in too deep. I got an R2-D2 cookie jar, a Death Star puzzle, a Darth Vader toothbrush. To this day, the Imperial March is my ringtone. I even got the gold bikini. You know, I binge-watched Friends, and I learned that dudes have the Princess Leia gold bikini fantasy. And it's really not easy getting that fucking gold bikini. Everything you find in the internet is like cheap plasticky stuff. And this bitch wants gold. It says there right in the name, gold bikini. And after watching the movie, I didn't even get the whole fantasy. I mean, Princess Leia is sitting in front of this Jilly Jabbly Jabba the Hutt dude the whole time. So I just know for sure that the whole bikini is completely covered in Jabba snot. But I got laid, so I live this lie until this day. I just recently admitted it to myself. And I went home, proudly told my boyfriend what I just discovered about me. And his eyes went dead and his smile froze, and I realized way too late, fuck, this is how I got here 10 years ago. Long story short, he moved out and took the gold bikini with him. At least I got to burn the stuff. Thank you.
Wasn't she so amazing doing stand-up for the first time? Yeah, give it up. Trying that out. Okay, you had your hand up earlier, ma'am. Where are you from?
From Poland.
Poland. Well, isn't that quite close by, but people think it's far away? What's your favorite way to get to Poland? Huh? No, she doesn't want to go back. That's fine. Probably because of the homophobia. You got burned! You're very welcome. Good, please, ladies and gentlemen. Go wild and crazy for Conrad! Yeah, here comes!
Hello. Yeah, my name is Conrad Duffy, and as you can hear, there's a bit of a change in tone from first name to last name, and it kind of reflects a certain split in my life. I'm half Irish, half German, and there's one side in me that always wants to go out, wants to have the fun, just let's go to the club, let's stay out long. And there's another side that is a bit more skeptical, a bit more judgmental, a bit more, let's not. And they're kind of symbolized by two figures on my shoulders who guide me through life. On my left side is the Irish actor Liam Neeson in the role Taken. You know, he's out there to kill. He just wants to get out there and have the fun. And on the other side is acclaimed German actor, producer, director Werner Herzog. And if you don't know Werner Herzog, he was big in the 80s, and he also does nature documentaries in which he talks about animals in a very, very interesting, kind of judgmental way. And it leads to a situation that little Liam gets me out in the club. That's what he's there for. And then he kind of shuts up, and I'm here with little Werner on my shoulder. I was like, I am always amazed at the dead look in the eyes of the ravers. They want to forget their pitiful existence. Shut up, Werner, man! And it wasn't always that difficult having fun, you know? I realized recently that when you're born, you get a really long list of possibilities. Things you can do in your life. Cure cancer, become a TikTok star, learn French. And over time, things get crossed off because they're just not possible anymore. And it's very brutal, that list, you know, and some days a lot of it gets crossed off in one go. Like the last day of my first 40-hour week, everything that costs energy or ambition to achieve got crossed off. That is not for me. And some things are crossed off really slowly, and you watch the process with excruciation, feeling that it's gonna come to an end. And with my friends and me recently, I've observed this for spontaneity. This word is slowly dying. And back in the days, while we were young, you know, someone just, I don't know, goes, let's take mushrooms and clean the toilet. And, oh, yay, great! Now, you know, we met up a few weeks ago and we played Catan. I won. And thanks. And afterwards, I dared to make a spontaneous suggestion, you know, to just order some food, maybe. And it was like the whole situation changed. It's like there's the fucking UN Security Council having a meeting, debating, negotiating. People are on their phone, checking pizza delivery times, going home times, being in contact with their alliances, their partners. Can I stay out longer? And it just gets really, really dull to watch, obviously. And another really bad thing that happens when you do actually grow up and get older, it's people start having babies. And it really sucks, but it happens. And I recently had friends, and they got a baby, and the first time you visit your friends after they had a baby, it's like when you visit a loved one in the intensive care unit in a hospital. You go and you're like, hi. You look great. I brought flowers. And then you talk about poo and toilet rhythms for the next hours. And that's actually the one thing that little Liam and Werner agree on, is not to get children. Little Liam is traumatized by his role in Taken, obviously. and little Werner is just, why would the humans do this, become feces collectors voluntarily? And that's my set.
up for Conrad. Yeah, first time. Amazing. Doing stand-up. Yeah, very cool. Awesome stuff. So there's only 2 people left. Aww. That's very nice. I know some of you are like, get me out of here. But it's, you're doing so well, especially my brothers and sisters with ADHD. So you're doing so good for not having a literal meltdown. But that's because the quality's been so high. Yes! Do this. Okay, I don't have time to do any more crowd work. Please go wild and crazy for Dylan! Yeah, coming now. Coming to the stage. Keep that round of applause going.
Hi, everybody! So I'm going to start at the beginning. I'm from a place called Edders, and Edders is not a town or a city. It's just this area. And in this area, the reason it's called Edders was there was a tavern opened there. In 1838, Henry Etter opened up a tavern. And they put the post office inside, and people started writing Edders on the letters. And so now we just call the area Edders. It's very strange. If you visit Edders today, you will find trees, a lot of trees, a lot of rolling cornfields, and a lot of proud Americans, really passionate about things like maintaining easy access to assault rifles, that kind of thing. In my high school, sports were much more important than art, more important than music, more important than academics. So the mascot was really important. And our mascot was the Patriot. He was a soldier from 1776 wearing red, white, and blue, carrying a very big gun. And I don't know. Something about having a genocidal white man with a gun as our school representative. Not so nice. But I suppose, as a mascot, he probably intimidated the Beaver area Bulldogs. Probably had the Mechanicsburg Wildcats running. Mechanicsburg was a town that we went bowling in. And I really like the name of this town, Mechanicsburg. It implies the existence of other places that are named based on occupation. Welcome to Lawyerville, or Dr. City, or the town of sales assistant. So in Edders, the most famous thing you'll see is TMI, 3 Mile Island. This is a nuclear power plant that had a partial meltdown in 1979. You can Netflix it if you want to learn more. There was a siren in the area. They had warning sirens, these horns attached to telephone poles, and they would test them periodically. It sounded like this. Just that for 3 minutes. There was no warning at the beginning. Attention, this is just a test. There was no reassurance at the end. Chill out, that was a test. I guess they figured, if we leave the sirens on long enough, they'll understand a nuclear disaster is imminent. It's not like time will be of the essence in that scenario. I wasn't worried about nuclear fallout because my dad assured me, don't worry, son. There'll just be a bright flash of light and it will all be over. So I had a pretty chill childhood. I'm going to tell you about a couple of verbs from Edders you might not have heard of. We got junkin' and spottin'. Junkin' is pretty simple, really. What you do is you get in the pickup truck, and you drive around the countryside aimlessly, looking for junk by the side of the road. You see some junk you might want, you take it home. It's a very simple pastime, very cost-effective, and spotting. This one's pretty. All right, let me just tell you about spotting. So you get in the pickup truck, and you drive around the countryside aimlessly. Okay, it sounds a lot like junking, but you do it at nighttime. And you have a handheld spotlight. And you point it out the window, scanning the field for deer. It's a very exciting activity. Hunting is very popular where I'm from. Like, we had a holiday for the first day of deer season. We're like, no one's going to show up anyway, everyone's going to go hunt, so this is how popular hunting is. And my older brothers were far more into it, the spotting. And so I remember them inviting me, and I didn't really want to go, but it's nice to be included sometimes. So I went, and I remember sitting in the back seat, empathizing with the deer. Not about them being shot, just about the spotting. Like, I imagined, I'm out with my family. We're taking an evening stroll, browsing for something to eat, and suddenly a bright beam of light out of nowhere. Everybody freeze! What the fuck is that? Is that the sun? Who's keeping time tonight? Okay. Is this what Carlos was talking about? Aliens? Wait, which way is TMI? Okay. My instincts say if I don't move that they can't see me. But my instincts also say the sun doesn't come up for another 9 hours. All right, it's flight time. Everybody run, scatter, go, go, go. We drive on, and my brothers, they see trophies trotting away. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. And I see terrified beings running for their lives. So I whisper, sorry about that. I hope that your cortisol levels stabilize and you have a nice rest of your evening. Thanks. That's my time.
Every shadow's Give it up for Dylan. Amazing. First time. What? Doing stand-up. Cool. Very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, you're at your final act now. Is that okay? Yeah. I mean with that. After this act, everyone's going to take a bow, so it's going to be cool. And then there'll be another 10 minutes for some reason. Ladies and gentlemen, go wild and crazy, please, for Anna.
Just before I start, let's give it up to our glorious leader, Caroline Clifford. Yeah. It was an amazing course, and we recommend it. You've heard a lot of confessions this night, and sadly, I have another one for you. My shoelace is untied. Just ignore it. It's fine. No, but I'm really embarrassed about this, and I don't know. I can't believe I'm going to tell you this, but I like to have sex with men. I know. And it's not the penis, that could be an in-app purchase, right? Because I'm not after dick. Like what I'm really into, what I'm really, really into is the toxic masculinity. Right? I love it. I can't help myself. I'm working on it. I know it's bad. I'm working on it, but it's just what I've learned. I have 2 older brothers, and when we were kids, my dad came home from visiting his family in southern Poland, and when he arrived, he said, "Kids, look, I brought you something traditional," and he brought us 3 axes, and we were like, "Yay, weapons!" and he was like, "No, you're not ready for the axes," and we were like, "Oh, bummer," and so what he did is he hung it in this kind of like fan configuration in the entrance to their house, and it just hung there, you know. And we kind of forgot about it. We realized it was out of our reach. But then, about 15 years later, my brother, he asked his girlfriend to get married. And it was a beautiful wedding, and it was a very nice party. Until, in the middle of the party, my dad bursts out, and he's in full traditional regalia, which is like a billowy white shirt with embroidery and a big belt. You know, you're from Poland, it's the górale, you know? And so the big embossed belt and the felt pants with embroidery and the strappy shoes and a big hat with a feather in it. And he was holding the axe. And then he's like, "Now it is time for the tradition." And we were all like, "What does this mean?" And then he was like, "I will now dance with the bride." And we were like, "Okay." And so he pulls out my sister-in-law, who was just like, she's Canadian, she had no idea what was going on. And she was like, "Okay." And then like she's just kind of like shuffling around while my dad was just like hopping around with his axe, swinging it, right? And they're playing this traditional music, which sounds like 100 fiddles and 10 whining cats, you know, just like. And then when the music stopped, he turned around and just like threw the axe. Right? And we didn't notice this, but thankfully he had prepared a log, and that axe just went right into the log. And we were like, "Oh, okay, it's safe, it's safe." And then he walked over and he pulled out the axe and he handed it to my brother and shook his hand and he said, "Now you are the man." Okay, I just want to make this clear. This is all very true, but I want to make this clear. I looked it up. There is no evidence that this is tradition. Okay, so this is purely Stan Shaplarski's thing. But nevertheless, 5 years later, my other brother gets married, and it's the same thing. Beautiful wedding, beautiful party, bam, Stan Shaplarski, tradition, and then dancing, axe thrown, you are the man, you know. And to this day, you know, like when I walk into their house, you know, I look up and there's like these 2 shadows, you know, like of the previous axes, and then there's like one lonely axe of disappointment just hanging there by itself. Like there's the screws still that are there from the previous axes. And I'm not saying that I want to be with a man that can match that kind of masculinity. Not at all, not at all. But I do want my goddamn axe, right? So early on, my parents told me, you know, like the way for a woman to survive in this society is to marry rich. And I was like, no, that's stupid, that's sexist, like that's, you know, that's degrading or whatever. And then I graduated from my master's in fine arts, and I was, that wasn't the funny part. And then I was like, no, you know what? I can be a gold digger. I can make a good gold digger. So I found myself a German aristocrat, and his name was Albert von Gutenschlagen. And it's interesting to be with a person who believes themselves to be part of the superior race. You know, it's very interesting. They say like weird things, like, you know, like cultured people always know when to use the right fork. You know, or pop culture will never compete with Wagner's Gesamtkunstwerk. You know. And you know, the sex was also pretty good. You know, there was a lot of like operatic kind of orgasms from him, of course. He was like a solid contratenor, basically. But no, it was pretty funny. Like I had a light heart. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get the money. I'm gonna get the money. I can do this. And then about like a year and a half in, like he comes to me and he presents to me what he believes to be my end game in the relationship, which is like he's like, we will move to Salzburg. And you will be my kooky, free-spirited artist wife who will make house and raise our 5 children. Fuck. I was like, okay, I really wanted this guy's money, but I didn't know I had to like spawn the Aryan race to do it. So I was pretty devastated, you know, like I was like, how am I gonna make this con work, you know, like I really gotta do this. But like for that night, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to my girlfriend's house and just be like, tonight, like forget the men, we're just gonna relax. And I was like, girl, let's have a sleepover. And she was like, yeah, okay, that sounds fun, that's fine. But listen, I have to be transparent. You can sleep over, but I need to tell you. And I'm really embarrassed, and it's gone already, and I probably won't infect you, but I have worms. And I was like, oh, worms. And apparently, like, this is like, it's very common in Germany, especially for children, you know, to get intestinal worms, you know, and they sit in your intestines. And then when the female worms are like ready to lay eggs, they like poke their heads out of your asshole. And then they rummage around and they leave all the eggs there, which makes your asshole super itchy. And so you can't help yourself from scratching your asshole. And thus, you spread the eggs. You know, this is also education. So you spread the eggs, and inevitably it gets back into your eye, into your mouth, creating a continuous symbiotic worm-human relationship, right? And I was like, gross. And then I was like, wait, genius. Okay, because like women, we have like a very good excuse for not wanting to have sex. It doesn't work for everybody because some people are into it. But menstruation, right? Menstruation normally is a thing where it's like, yeah, okay, I can get out of it this time. But for my situation, that wasn't gonna do it, you know? Like one time a month wasn't gonna do it. So I thought, you know what? But if I play my cards right, worms are forever. That's all I have prepared.
All right, give it up for Anna. Wasn't that amazing? Wow. Wowee. Okay, that is the end of the show, so please get out your cameras and stuff like that because I'm going to invite all of the comedians back on stage. Please come in any order, but I'm going to read out your names anyway. Give them another round of applause because it was their first time doing stand-up. Give it up for Mel. Give it up for Alex, but just come on stage. Give it up for Guste. Give it up for Stefan. Give it up for Jenny. Give it up for Christian, Debanjan, Anna, Conrad, Dylan, and Anna S. Here they are. Amazing stuff. Here they are. Yes. Great. Amazing. It doesn't matter. It's cool. We can make 2 rows. No, I don't want to block anybody. You've been incredible. It was just 6 classes that they took, so it was super duper incredible. Let's just take a bow. Up 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So thank you. It's been so fun getting to know you and all that stuff. Amazing stuff. So yeah, look out for these guys on the stand-up circuit. But this is a way better show than you'll see anyone else do. So yeah, it's much better. Apart from yours, right? Okay, that's really the end of the show.